And so they would just constantly prescribe steroids over and over and over again. So I gave up on it because there was absolutely no solution to my eczema, and I just took things into my own hands.
All right. Welcome, welcome. I'm Briana. I am the creator of Preventable, and you are here at Where Are They Now? And I
Yay.
am here with Ashley and Laura. What's up,
Hello,
girl?
hello, hello.
Which is so crazy because I feel like I see your face all the time now, even though I haven't physically seen you since the actual shooting of the documentary.
Right, which has been like a good, I want to say like it's
Three
three. No, I feel like it's more.
more. It was like
It's definitely more.
the summer of 2017. So almost 4 years. I think it was
Okay,
like it
okay.
was around 4th of July.
Wow. It feels much longer. I can
Yeah.
tell you that.
And what's funny is I was pulling up footage from it. I was going through my hard drive because I want to pull some
Yeah.
stuff. And oh my goodness, just like you have blossomed. I don't know, like for real. Like it's so funny to look back and see even me, I'm had pink hair and craziness.
It was
So
I mean, it was a whole different Ashley, and I feel that way. Reflecting back, like I'm like, okay, that's who I was then, and going through my process of Dupixent. But now I feel like I'm enjoying life now for the first time.
awesome. And you said you picked some because we were in California when we talked.
Right.
You're actually now on my East Coast
I'm
time
in
now.
Jersey right now. All right, y'all. We in the same coast.
So you're not on Dupixent anymore.
No. So I there was a point in the Dupixent journey. I want to say it was around 2017 where I had decided, you know what, let me see where my body's at without the drug. So I wanted to almost be my own little guinea pig, which I don't necessarily recommend to everybody. But I know who I am and I know that I'm a big risk taker. So I said, I'm 100% healed, like literally at that point in my life, no sign of eczema, dry skin, nothing. It was literally like God's miracle dream come true. And so I said, you know what? Let me see how my body is without it. And so little by little, I would start testing myself and I would go 1 week without the drug and then re inject, and then two re inject, three re inject, and just see how my body was doing without it and with it. And I came to the conclusion that I don't need it. There was a point where I think it was like November 2018, I want to say,
Mm.
where it was like, you know what? I'm not going to re-inject myself after, I think it was after 8 weeks of not trying or injecting Dupixent. I said, I'm going to push through these 8 weeks and let's just see. Because I always had this fear that as soon as I would flare up, I would re-inject during those times of withdrawals. So this time I said, you know what, even if I flare up, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to re inject. And then I did it. And literally, it was a full black back flare. And I mean, it was the worst I've seen in a long time. But I went straight into all these like mental practices and physical practices that I've been really honing in on. And literally, that flare started going away within 5 days. After that point, I said, I am never re injecting. Like, obviously, God knows what's going to happen in the future. I don't know. But all I know up until this point, I haven't re injected myself. And so it's been a few years now, and it's been quite the beautiful journey of like, I feel like I'm experiencing real eczema now.
And so
Um,
with,
yeah.
with that, I will say I think it's awesome. Like I follow you, so I know
You're
your fabulous life that you're leading right now. But when it came to Dupixent, were there things like when you first injected, like did you experience some of the symptoms that other people experience?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the main symptoms was the eye issues. So everybody right now talks about, blurry vision, which I experienced. I experienced really bad cold sores while I was on Dupixent. I mean, this was like every 3 weeks, nasty
Oh,
cold sores. However, my body was doing so well that I was like, I'll handle the cold sore later. You know what I'm saying? Like, but look at my skin. It was, so it was worth it for me at that point. I know though the symptoms got better when I started spreading out the injections, which was really interesting for me and could be something that somebody else, would like to try in case those symptoms are way too harsh for them right now.
got you. And then when you were spreading out your injections to stop, were there any like ups and downs there?
Oh, absolutely. Like, one of the biggest things I experienced was exhaustion. And when I say exhaustion, it wasn't
Okay.
like, oh, I'm tired, let me go to sleep. Like, I had a point where I was at work and I like slept like, what is it, like walking sleep, sleepwalking? I slept
Okay.
walked to the freaking bathroom at work. And this was during the week that I stopped taking Dupixent or stopped injecting. And so at that point, I was like, okay, we're re-injecting. Let's try something new. Let me get that picky up, like that pick me up.
Yeah.
And that's what that injection did for me. It woke me up again. And so that's one of the main things I experienced. I did experience like rashes, but it was like weird rash. It wasn't your average eczema rash. It was like, I have one picture where it literally looks like cheetah print on my arm. And it was like, okay, so it was like these different levels of rashes. It wasn't what I, was used to growing up when it came to eczema. I'll
Got
say.
you. Got you. So now that you're off of it, I know you talked about some like mental coping things that you had done. And I know right now you're like the female Tony Robbins of people's lives right now.
I honor that. Thank you.
What have you been doing lately to help with like your mental state? I mean, from what I see, your skin looks amazing. Um, you glow like inside and outside for everything that you do. So what have you been up to lately?
Absolutely. So, I mean, in terms of mental practices, my biggest thing was first, it was my faith. I went back to God. And mind you, I'm not talking about a religious God, I'm talking about just like a higher spirit supporting me, loving me unconditionally. So, I went back to faith. Faith was a really big game changer for me. Then I went to these mental practices and exercises like journaling, meditating. I started reading really, really heavy to try to understand my thoughts and why I thought a certain way. I did a lot of programs that supported me with like therapy and releasing because I didn't realize the mental just burden that eczema brought onto my life, especially during childhood. So there was a lot of releasing that I did while I was even on Dupixent. So Dupixent was more of like that catalyst for me. It gave me like that groundwork so that I could practice all these things so that I can eventually get off of it and have sustainable healing at the same time.
And it's definitely worked for you.
Thank you. And it's still working. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
The
process.
journey.
Yeah. It's like this is a journey and I feel like healing is a journey. Like sure maybe I'll be clear for a certain period of time and then bam my eczema comes up. Like right now I have rashes inside my hands and but it's not like eczema like oh this is controlling my life. I can't do anything. Like it's not that mentality that I used to have. Now it's more of like, oh, okay, we got rashes on our hands today, and and still I will continue the day
Yeah.
like as if nothing is happening. So there's a different relationship that I have with my eczema now. One thing I just did an interview recently, and I told them about like my eczema has literally turned into my best friend. Like when she's flaring up, I'm like, "What's up, girl?" Like, what's going on? What are you trying to tell me? Am I stressed out? Like, am I holding resentment against somebody like right now so that we can heal together, boo? So it's literally turned, like, I feel like my eczema has turned from my enemy, which was that growing up,
Yeah,
to
working
my
against you.
best friend. Yeah.
Got you. I mean, I'm 6 years TSW. What would you consider yourself? Like, when did you stop using any kind of
I
steroids?
stopped using topical steroids in 2014. So that was literally the last time I even ever applied. So,
Okay. So that's about a year before me, depending on when you had
right.
started. Yeah. Cause I carry a lot of stuff around. I mean, I even have this red thing right here. Like she's my friend, I guess, right now. So
Like, welcome to the club, girl. You know what I'm saying?
well, I have one more question for you. If there's anything that you could give like advice on, whether it's TSW, whether it's just life in general, dealing with the hardships, what's something that you would give us?
I mean, I would go back to saying that again, healing is a journey. It's not a destination. It's not a little point in the map that you can reach. It's literally a lifelong journey. And it's up to you to see it as a journey instead of a destination. And for me, these emotional practices is what supported me all these years and continue to support me. Many don't believe that there's an emotional connection with eczema. I truly believe that. And I've seen that for myself, that when I'm stressed out or if I'm holding any type of trauma or if I see, my parents stressed out, that affects me and my body and my skin. And so just really understanding that your body, was made perfect, whole, and complete, and it's always trying to go back to that state, but it's up to you to become aware of it and for you to trust your body and put full trust in your body that your body can heal. And the biggest thing is, I mean, the first step is always believing that healing is possible. And so when you believe that healing is possible, I mean, you did 50% of the work right there. So my advice would be, believe that healing is possible. Look at other people who have healed and see for yourself that it is possible, and then have that faith to know that it is possible for yourself.
And I will say you're a definite testament to that. I mean, your personality, your spirit, like this girl makes me laugh, y'all. Like the stuff she posts, like even if like you were in a bad day, like you're like, all right, boo, let's find out what's going on.
Right, that's it. I mean, it's the shifting. It's the constant shifting, and it's like I've learned to see my eczema from that point of view that supports me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, see your eczema from a different point of view. If you want different results, do something differently. And so for me, that differently was seeing it as my best friend, and like, how would I like to treat my best friend? With love, with compassion, with humor. If I treat my best friend with anger and resentment, guess what? She's gonna come back angry as F and resentful. So
She
it's
will not be your best friend anymore.
right, exactly. We're gonna be frenemies. So the goal is to treat my body, treat my eczema as I would treat somebody else. And that supports me both mentally, emotionally, physically, you freaking name it.
And just so you guys know, Ashley hosts, it's for women, but Ashley hosts this women's circle on Wednesday nights. And I'm jealous for you that you haven't jumped on yet. I'm just saying.
I
So
appreciate you putting the plug in there, boo.
just a little plug for any of you women out there who are looking for a little pick me up, a little motivation, a little bit of goal setting.
Come on now.
We were cleaning out our lives last week.
We were decluttering last week. You know what I'm saying? This is a sisterhood. And that's another thing. Like, find your support system. Like, find your community. And I know for me, the expert community has been one heck of a support. You have been one heck of a support. I mean, look at us. We literally haven't seen each other in years, and yet we see each other every
I know.
saying? So it's like, this is what keeps me up, keeps me motivated and going and believing that we're getting somewhere, we're going somewhere, we are there now. So that's another tip. Find your community.
And I love it. I love my Wednesdays, y'all. Like it's
Join
my
us.
thing.
Join us.
Join us, yes. So thank you, Ashley. Thank you for coming on. It's been great. And I can't believe it's been so long since the documentary, since shooting and everything. But all my love to you. You're a blessing to this community. So thank you. All
Thank you. This has
right.
been truly an honor, and let's just keep changing the world, girl.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.